Drug testing policies in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can vary depending on the organization or competition. Some BJJ organizations or events may have drug testing policies in place, whilst others do not. As a general rule though, most competitions do not drug test, especially smaller competitions, which is due to the lack of funds to do so. One example of drug testing in BJJ is through the IBJJF, which is one of the largest and most well-known BJJ organizations. They conduct random drug testing at some events. According to their website, the IBJJF reserves the right to conduct drug tests on athletes before, during, or after competitions. They also provide a list of prohibited substances and methods that are banned under their anti-doping policy. Having said this, the IBJJF doesn't test as regularly as companies such as the UFC. Once again, this comes down purely to finances. On the other hand, ADCC does not drug test. Alongside the IBJJF, ADCC is one of the biggest grappling organizations in terms of competition. Because of its relaxed stance on PEDs and steroids, it's almost an open secret that many ADCC competitors have or are using some kind of controlled substance. In fact, ADCC champion Cade Ruotolo claimed that most competitors at the 2022 event were on steroids. This really wasn't a surprising revelation within the sport either. If you think about it, these are the top athletes in a very competitive sport with lots of money on the line. If it goes on in sports with more regulations involved, then you can almost guarantee that it happens at events such as ADCC. Other BJJ organizations or competitions may have different policies or no drug testing at all. It's always a good idea to check with the specific organization or event you're participating in to see what their policies are regarding drug testing. However, you can almost guarantee that if the BJJ competition is relatively small or unknown, there is almost zero chance that they will be testing for drugs. It should be noted that even though the IBJJF does drug test, this is patchy at best. Often, the IBJJF lacks the resources to test on a large scale and historically only tests gold medalists. Therefore, athletes can usually go under the radar for a long time, even if they are prolific PED users. Of course, it goes without saying, regardless of drug testing policies, it's important for athletes to prioritize their health and well-being and to compete in a fair and ethical manner. Using PEDs can have serious long-term health consequences and also undermine the integrity of the sport. Other than Cyborg and Wagner Rocha, who were recently busted, there have been several BJJ competitors who have been banned or suspended for using PEDs in the past. A few examples are Felipe Peña. In 2015, Peña, a BJJ Black Belt World Champion, was suspended for 12 months by USADA after testing positive for a banned substance at an IBJJF competition. Kainan Duarte. In 2020, Duarte, a multiple-time world champion, was suspended for 12 months by USADA after testing positive for a banned substance at the IBJJF World Championship. He was found to have an SARM in his system. Braulio Estima. In 2014, Estima was suspended for 6 months by USADA after testing positive for a banned substance at the World Jiu-Jitsu Championships. The substance in question was methhexalamine. So far, we've established that professional competitors use steroids. Whether morally questionable or not, this is understandable in terms of the financial rewards involved. Sadly though, there is a large portion of regular hobbyists who use PEDs even if they don't compete. Here are a few main reasons why this happens. Number 1. To gain a competitive edge. Some individuals may feel that they need to use PEDs in order to compete against others. This can stem from a desire to win at all costs or to keep up with competitors who also may be using PEDs. Number 2. To enhance physical performance. Steroids can help increase muscle mass, strength, and endurance. This can be appealing to some athletes who want to improve their physical abilities in BJJ or other sports. Number 3. To speed up recovery. PEDs can also help athletes recover from injuries more quickly, allowing them to get back to the mats or competition faster. Number 4. To enhance self-image. Some individuals may use steroids to enhance their physical appearance and self-image, particularly if they feel under pressure to meet certain beauty or fitness standards. Altogether, the rampant use of PEDs is a stain on the reputation of BJJ. Anyone involved in the sport will likely already know people in their own gym who use PEDs and compete on a regional level. So it goes without saying that it is rampant at the higher levels. However, unless there is outside funding from another body, the doping problem in BJJ will not be disappearing anytime soon.